Welcome back to the Cannon's YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about Google Cardboard. Virtual reality started out as a failed experiment in the 90s, with the technology being nowhere near good enough to give us a sense of realism. With many attempts to bring it to the mainstream, including Nintendo's disaster of the Virtual Boy, it eventually faded into obscurity. Now it has recently reappeared, with everybody trying to cash in on the resurfacing fad. But most of them are quite expensive, making for a large barrier of entry. Enter Google Cardboard, Google's way of making virtual reality affordable. All you need is your smartphone and $15 piece of cardboard. Just put your phone in like that. Now, not all VR headsets have a head strap, but it's pretty necessary, especially for the games that require a controller. Most of the apps made for Google Cardboard are experiences. This includes virtual roller coasters and environments to explore. There are also some interesting games and some augmented reality apps. Let's begin with the virtual coasters. To achieve that authentic roller coaster feeling, I'll need a little help from my fans. The first ride we're going to check out is called Real Roller Coaster VR, but as you'll see shortly, it's anything but real. But this ride is pretty cool, and it's not unlike something you'd find at Universal or Disney. Now is a good time to mention an inherent flaw of Google Cardboard. Most of the games have a low or inconsistent frame rate, which makes it hard to accept them as reality. It more just causes eye strain and headaches. Of course, some games are worse than others. If you can create any virtual coaster, what would it be? That's right, a mini coaster riding through a house. That's also on fire. Wait, what? Yes, that's what they came up with for whatever reason. But you know what? It's actually pretty fun. Except for that damn smoke alarm in the background. I mean, seriously, my eyes hurt enough already. You have to hurt my ears too with this? I mean, the only thing worse would be the real thing. Ah! You again! The next coaster is an advertisement for Cedar Point Amusement Park. But you know what? It's actually the best one. The visuals are pretty good, and it's smooth and actually makes you feel like you're riding a roller coaster. Now let's check out some other experiences. Now here's a strange one called Alter Ego VR. They only give you one character for free. You have to pay for the rest, so go with the free one. Just need to choose a place, the volcano. Now I can truly gain perspective on what it's like to be a woman in a volcano. So let me just look around here. Alright, there's some lava. That's pretty cool. Let me just look down and... What? Apparently in this reality you don't have organs. And yes, they gave her nipples. Now I'm not gonna show them, but let's just say they're oddly detailed. Alright, let's try at the bathroom level, I guess. Let's check out the mirror. What the hell? Okay, moving on. Now here's one of the games that's better played with the gamepad. This game is called Nighttime Terror. It's probably one of the most visually impressive VR games. The game is a simple twin-stick shooter, but it's a little confusing why they chose to make it virtual reality. It basically just makes the action look further away. If looking at large objects causes eye strain, just imagine looking off into the distance at a couple of pixels. It's really starting to take its toll. The next game also requires a controller. It's called Space Terror for Cardboard, and it's pretty fun. It's basically just Slender Man in space. The goal of the game is to collect 5 cells of oxygen, then make your way to the exit, while running from the thing. The world is nicely detailed and has a few jump scares to keep you on edge. One problem is sometimes he catches you without you even seeing him. Another problem is you move at a snail's pace, and he is sometimes impossible to avoid. I guess this forces you to play more strategically, so it's not that big of a problem. Overall, it's a pretty fun and sometimes genuinely scary experience, and the atmosphere is top notch. This next game is called House of Terror VR. I see the house, but where's the terror? Alright, that's enough horror for today. Have you ever wanted to be Pac-Man? Me neither, but they made this game anyway. The first thing you'll notice is the art style. Weird, flat, cartoony walls with a realistic background. Also, it's literally just Pac-Man. They didn't even adapt it to fit a 3D space. If you can't see the whole board, how are you supposed to avoid the ghosts? If you can even call them ghosts, they're really just colored balls. No. How about Virtual Frogger? This game decided to forego the graphics completely, but hey, at least it runs well.
Honestly, that's much appreciated. My eyes can't handle much more of this.
So in this game, you have to use the magnetic switch to hop, which is really unreliable, making the game almost impossible. And there's so much traffic, it's relentless.
I think you'll have better luck crossing a highway with Google Cardboard.
Please do not attempt. Now let's check out Battle 360 VR. Now in this game, you aim your head around to shoot the planes and defend the base. This game is actually a lot of fun. It's really satisfying to shoot planes down with the heavy artillery. And it's one of the best games so far. It's simple and it runs well. The next game is called Star VR Racer. This game got everything right. It's simple, smooth, and easy to control. I definitely recommend this one.
Now I've saved the most bizarre for last. It's Virtual Dancing Girls VR.
I hope nobody is turned on by this. A number of fully clothed girls doing the same jittery dance over and over again. And there's no motion tracking, so it's almost just like she's pasted on your eyeballs.
On the bright side, it can really spruce up everyday life.
Like doing the dishes. Taking the stairs. And driving your car. Be sure to be really careful behind the wheel. Just make sure you have your seatbelt on. You have to be careful while using the app though, otherwise you can make some fatal errors. To sum it all up, Google Cardboard is a pretty unique way of getting a taste of virtual reality. Although it's not as fully fledged as something like the Oculus Rift, it's very affordable. It has some unique games and some unique experiences, and some bizarre ones. You just can't use it for very long because it hurts your eyes so much.
Oh, I can finally take this off. Well, I'm off to the hospital.
Oh yeah, and like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned! Thanks again for watching my video. Check out my other videos if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.
She ain't never gonna find that one.